today is, and I'm prepared as best I could, considering. On Drush Dalit, we started Drush Dalit. Let me see if we get a better focus here. And we got into a situation where he's talking about different times of going to sleep. So just on the reading, just reading the intro that he has at the top, he says Drush Dalit Beseder Kolo Belilo Vinyan Shinas Adam Emasahi Toiva Emasahi Lahefach. And went on to say that sleep at nighttime is good, sleep during the day. And he quoted Gemorah over there is problematic. So now we're going to see he has here's some arichas here. Once again, let me try to get focused better. And we're going to be at the bottom of page Kuf Lamed Vav. Kuf Lamed Vav. And he begins, and we'll read his dark print too. He says, I'll try to do the best I can with it because I'm really bouncing around inside. So he says, Hine Zaman Hashena Hu Balayla. Vaz Hashena Tov Ma'od Kamoshi. His boy Amnacha B'Shena. But Yom, though, he says, V'Chibarohi. It's raw to Tzadikim, V'Tovim L'Rishayim. Zulasech B'Yom Shabbos, with the exception of Yom Shabbos. Now, he had some explanation of that, and he talked about it, and we know that's Gemorah. And so now he has some arichas on this, and I feel like it was for my benefit, as I said, that I'm better off if I rest. So in the daytime sometimes. So he says like this: Inyan Zechem Mavor V'Shar HaMitzvahs. That's where we're at right now. Let's see what he's really talking about. And he says that you find in Parshat Veschana V'Zel Deshana. Yidach HaBetzadik HaTzadik. Hayidach HaBemaisa HaTovim Sha'oisa. Efsher Shekha B'Yashon. Balaylo, the person is sleeping at nighttime. And then he wakes up, and his soul comes back to him. In other words, becomes awake, and he starts being conscious. Now this, I'm not sure what he's saying here. He says he brings back Eza Neshama Shal Eza Tzadik Kadmon, a Misaveris Baro Besoda Ivor. Now, it seems to me that who is this Tzaddik Kadmon? And then it becomes Misaveris, it develops, let's say, it becomes impregnated or develops inside of the Besoda Ivor as just the beginning stage of gestation. So just thinking about that for a minute, he says that when you come back, that is, when your consciousness returns to you, he says this is the concept of Eza Neshama Shel Eza Tzaddik Kadmon. That both of them come back into the goof. I guess that means I think it means the person's consciousness, which would be his neshama or his nefesh, and this other nefesh that he's talking about, and this extra or this beginning, he really means talking about, I guess, us. This is it. There is a panemius to our souls that came from, he says, his words are shal tzadik kadmon. And then a person goes back and he goes to sleep during the day. So that it's going to come back. It's going to be separated from him. That the shama that of the tzaddik that is tzaddik kadmon he's talking about is not going to be along with him. So at nighttime, when he gave his neshama to this upper malchus, in other words, biyadcha avkid ruchi, mischadesh sham and mizdakekes v'nishlemes. So all of those words that he had talked about previously are coming back again. And then normal thing, what happens is the neshama that's there to help him, this nitzama of this tzaddik kadmon, so there's no place for the neshama, and his words are to find a place of rest, upikadon, la'atzma. I'm not sure. In other words, no place to deposit his soul, like at nighttime. Is that what he means by manucha upikadon? La'atzma for himself, bo. because that's not what you say over there. That's not part of the ritual. The ma'aved is called harevach shehervicha balayla. So therefore, he's losing all of that which he would have had at the nighttime. B'shina sayom, that is by sleeping in the daytime. So you're losing this neshama is going to come back at this neshama of this tzaddik kadmon. But the Rishonim, it's the opposite. Because at nighttime they don't go through this process. And what happens to? I'm assuming he means their neshamos. They fly around in it sounds like space, which has just space. Amongst the chitzonim of false ideas or ideas that are wandering around Kanizker B'Zohar of Parshas Vayikra. That'd be interesting over there. V'sham Otzol Neshamos Rishonim Kadmonim. There you're going to find other Rishonim. That is the Neshamos, the spiritual qualities of Rishonim Kadmonim, Mishotadim Ba'olim B'Bein Chitzonim, which are doing the same thing. Mishtatvos Yachad, and they joined those bad spirits, let's say like that. I like the word spirits in this case, because we're flying around, it's like in a spiritual world. Mishtatvos Yachad v'niknasas ba'ada b'chitzach b'shinaso, and they're with him when he wakes up. They're going to be right back. All of those bad, those false spirits join with him when he wakes up. So this sounds like a pretty serious indictment on the concept of taking a nap in the afternoon. So there, after she is pardo mimena, it is possible. Mimena osam neshamas of rishayim umachtim also, that he's actually he has a separation from him. And then he has these neshamos, that's why I'm reading it anyway. Let me read this again. I didn't really follow the language. This person now sleeping in the daytime. And, what are you going to say about people who work at night? Say, for example, after she is part of Mimenu, it's possible that will separate from him the shamas of Rishayim, the shamas of Amachtim also, they will separate from him. But Prat im Aza is a mitzvah, and specifically, maybe they won't follow him around if he does some he does some mitzvahs, Biyomahu on that later, Adkan Lashona. Okay, that's the language over there in the Shaar mitzvahs. So now he says, Eitz Chaim now comes along and he says, the Shaar Kriya Shemal Lamita, he says, Hosiv Zel Lashona. So let's say that you're Adam Chashuv. So then it's possible that even if he's sleeping in the daytime, it will also benefit him tremendously, just like it did at the nighttime. No question about that. So this was the basic statement that is good for tzaddikim. So Shabbos is it's different Indian altogether because of the level that we are able to achieve at that time. And not only that, but it's going to be good for the person. It's going to help the person get closer to that. I guess he meant that tzaddik kadmon that he was talking about, or that neshama that is so high. Tov lisham biyom Shabbos b'shum oneg Shabbos acher achila. So that's the concept. So in fact, but he's talking about Shabbos here. But he says like that. He's talking about a regular day. So why aren't they careful about what the Rizal is saying right here? The Ben Ishchai, he says in Rab Pe'elim, he says, so he answers an answer to try to explain the minhag in two different ways. The Chida Kosa, in the first he word like this. Shebedoro seinu elu, ein anu machzichen atzmenu the tzaddikim kol kach gedolim, sheboyim alinu the shama tzaddikim be'ivur. So we're not on a level that the neshama that we were talking about here, and that the Rav was talking about in Shaar Mitzvos, we're not on a level that tzaddik kanmon is necessarily viable in our level. So that would be worried about the fact that they're going to lose this relationship because they went to sleep during the daytime. V'gam ma de'isach v'divrei Rabbeinu b'makom acher, shachayasher b'yom nidvakim bo kochos hatuma. There another place he says that a person sleeps during the daytime, start clinging, attach themselves to him, the kochos of tuma. Kochos sham dechayom ein choshishim b'zeh. That nowadays that's not a problem. Because now the koach of the sitra achra is weaker. Now, that's one of the answers. I'm not sure that's true, but really applicable, but he says it is, so that's it. And now he comes and he wants to answer this in a different way. He's doing this because it's going to be a pleasure for this person. But a person sleeping because of mitzvah, so maybe that's a reason why. Because a person stayed up late at night, he didn't get a lot of sleep. So therefore, and he was working on the tremendous mitzvah of Ezek B'Torah. There's another thing. Place a person's old. Get older. Because a person is physically weak and he needs to do something or he's not well. So that sleep for that person could be a mitzvah. And that's the person who guards a mitzvah, he's not going to know anything bad. Nothing bad's going to happen to that person. And that's not going to hurt that person. That person needs to do this. Because of the Parish B'Zecher B'Chazamash Amr Chazal, so now we're writing on this what the rabbis say. HaOsech B'Torah B'Laylo, HaKodesh Baruch Hu Moshech V'Lo V'chut Shal Chesed B'Yom. Now that is a phrase that Rabbi Nachman brings a lot, which we know is a Zohar, and he says that a chut. A question: what is the chut? The chut is like actually the letter Vav, which we're learning in the Sifra that's Niuta. He says, Shal Chesed B'Yom. Tachainu Shemisha Oseh B'Torah B'Laylo. V'al Kain Muchrach Achar Kach Lishon B'Yom. And actually, it's obviously going to have to sleep during the day. HaKodesh Baruch Hu Shon Rechel Shelo Yapsid as Ha'Iver Neshamos Shabo. So he says that is the definition of the Chutz Shal Chesed. So the boundaries are that sleeping during the daytime is not necessarily a good idea. But on the other hand, for some people, it has to be, especially those people who learn Torah at nighttime. Then there's this chut shel chesed. What's the chut shel chesed? It is the chut that allows the person shelo yapsid as iver haneshama shabo, v'chein shelo yuzak mechitzonim, and so that false ideas should not really damage that person. Okay, so I'm hoping that I fit into when I have to nap during the daytime, or I feel like I need to. Hopefully I fit into that category. So I think we have, let's see, there was, let's just turn the page and we'll do just a little bit here. Let me see how little I can do. It's 6:09 and we have, what is it, 10? So, okay, let's read a little bit then. Amnam da, so he says like this, know this. So, excuse me, the little blurb at the top of the page is the Shachos Achot Tefilu Shloshah. He says that it's a good idea after davening to wait 3 hours. That's a long time. So come and know like this. Ki tov hu lizoher shelo yishan adam tekech achot tefilus arvis. You're at nighttime, you shouldn't go to sleep right away. So he said, Amnam, Yisha ad shi'avar shlosh shalos. A person should wait 3 hours. Let's say that you daven Marav at 6 o'clock. Then you should be waiting till 9 o'clock. So he shlosh shalos min alayla v'achar kach yashan. And after that, a person should go to sleep. Now we know we have daylight saving times. We have all different kinds of hours, and you have to go to work. That's another thing for a lot of people. So this is number Daled down below, and let's see. Let's start at number Gimel in the. We'll just do these two, I guess, and let's see what it says. He says, "Va'amnam inyan d'shein shel chalayla nevoyer osach besod birchos hamapil hedle shena." What is that? So if a masker levire as inyan shenis alayla, mas soda v'inyana, what's playing? Ma pu'ulas be'edyonim, what does it actually do? Be'inyan zechav ikara mevura l'kuman and drashavav, we're going to hit it later on. Bekan yevura b'kutsara. So now with the b'kutsara, we're going to see this explained in a short way. V'nizbayr sham she'shinas ha'adam hi b'soda dormita ha'nofelas al zeranpen. It's the same concept. If we have this kavana in mind when we're going to sleep at nighttime, that this is actually going to be the same as the dormita that falls on zeranpen. Now, before we're going to explain that, he said, Makdim harav dehila levoyer inyan achim wants to say something else first. So we're going to come back to that and we'll see it again. So he said, let's just do number Daled, and then we'll take off the Mitzvah Shem next time. So amnam daki tov hu lizocher shelo yishan adam taken achat tefilas arvis. You shouldn't do that. Why not? Amnam yisha ad she'aver shlosh shalos min alayla. So if you daven Marav at 6, so at 9 o'clock, that would be go together v'achar kach yashan, and then you can go to sleep. Afshan and ivara shachalayla zaman tov l'shena, that this is the best time to go to sleep. Mikol Malcolm yesh l'zocher shelo l'shakev lishan takef achat tefilas arvis, but you shouldn't do it right away after arvis. Ela yamtim shlosh shalos v'achar kach yeshan umaske levoyer tama inyan, and that's where we're going to be the next time. What's actually going on at that time? So let me stop this here, and we'll go.